This is an automatic weapon. They're illegal in the US, but there are a few ways that people can get their hands on one. Or at least get a gun that fires just as fast as one. How? With easily accessible devices that can modify semi-automatic weapons to shoot almost as fast as automatic ones. They're completely legal. President Trump wants the ATF to ban them, but it might not be that easy.
ATF has been very clear that bump stocks are a problem. They don't believe that they can regulate them in appropriate fashion, and they've given this information to Congress that has refused to act by passing new legislation.
Just a few moments ago, I signed a memorandum directing the Attorney General to propose regulations to ban all devices that turn legal weapons into machine guns.
A semi-automatic gun is a gun that fires one bullet each time the trigger is pulled. In contrast, a fully automatic weapon fires all of its rounds continuously for as long as the trigger is held down. You've probably heard of bump stocks. A bump stock can replace a semi-automatic gun's standard stock. That's the part held against the shoulder, to use the gun's natural recoil to bump the stock back and forth between the shoulder and the trigger finger. This lets someone fire at a rate much faster than a human could possibly pull a trigger. And it's not the only device out there that can do this. There's the trigger crank, which is basically a gear you turn so that each cog hits the trigger as it rotates. There's the Hellfire trigger, a spring placed behind the trigger that pushes it back into firing position. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
We're seeing problems with technology outrunning the law in every aspect of American society, and especially with respect to guns, where new gun legislation is rarely passed. And so the difference between lethality being hinged on if you fire fully automatic or semi-automatic has been blurred.
One of the problems is that the law doesn't distinguish between semi-automatics and automatics based on how fast they shoot.
If you did something based on the actual rate of fire, which is how we call speed, you would actually have to physically test every gun, which would be a system we don't have. There's no gun laboratory that does testing for the government in that way, and that would be a huge, infrastructure.
The ATF already determined in 2010 that it couldn't categorize these devices as automatic weapons based on the law's current definitions, saying, quote, "The stock has no automatically functioning mechanical parts or springs and performs no automatic mechanical function when installed." So the ATF can't really do anything to ban them unless Congress does something first.
The president is knowingly directing ATF to solve the problem. He knows they can't, but he's seeking credit for supporting the ban. And so it's one of these ways in which the president positions themselves to please all people, but really it's just throwing this problem down the road.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.